That.
All right, let's get started.
Cool. All right, I'll share this link for those who are not already here, but I'll put this in the chat. Cool.
We have some new
So,
members, right?
yeah, I was gonna say,
There's
yeah,
so many
welcome.
new faces.
Yeah, so we would love to get a quick intro from them. It's so excited to welcome you all to our community meeting. Who wants to go first?
I think you're muted.
Hi everyone.
Hey, Sarah,
Can
you
you
want to
hear
go
me?
first? Give us a quick intro.
Yeah,
Good to
thank
see
you.
you.
Thank you. Hi everyone. I'm Sarah. I'm here to learn more about this project and also the updates on the new release. Yeah, I'm trying to integrate Kagent in our GitOps workflow to provide more like semantic validation. And yeah, I'm happy to be here and help if I can.
That's awesome. And thank you for your contribution. We saw a PR, at least one PR merge from you. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Vijay, do you want to go next?
So hi everyone, I'm happy to be here. I just randomly got to know about this community and just had some contribution in the repo and have some like 2 PRs I guess merged and looking forward to build AI agents. Yeah, and yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you for being part of the community and we appreciate your contribution. Who else? Brandon, I think you are new too.
Yeah, sure. I'll go next. Hey, everybody. Brandon Royal. I am from the Google team focused on Google Kubernetes and so product manager. So really excited to engage in the community. It's amazing to see the work that the team has already done. And I'm looking forward to personally contributing and working with the broader team to really grow Kagent. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited to learn from you all, more importantly, how you're looking to use Kagent and what we can all do together. Really excited.
Awesome. So good seeing you and excited to see more contribution from Google. Arif, did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yeah, it's Arib. So hi everyone. My name is Arib. I am also new here. I haven't made any contribution as such. I found out about Kagent through CNCF. So I'm maybe looking to contribute over this month and be active in the community. So happy to be here. Thanks.
Awesome. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on the community meeting. Did we get to everybody? All right, let's go. Ayush.
Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Ayush. I am from platform engineering team of Red Hat. So currently I'm working there around 3 years. Apart from like I'm a open source developer in multiple organizations. Like I'm a maintainer of Async API. I also currently working as a Google Summer Code mentor as well as LFS in one of the project of CNCF that is basically Kubeshell. So I recently gave a talk about the Kagent in CNCF event in recently that is happened in India. So I have created some kind of enhancement of feature request in the Kagent dashboard and like willing to like start one to work with you guys to
Awesome. Thank you so much for speaking about K-Agents in your community. We appreciate that. Did you mention a dashboard? We would love to see that too.
sorry, which dashboard?
Okay, maybe I heard it wrong. I heard some K-Agent dashboard. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, actually I opened some kind of new agents request. That is recently I opened a feature, basically a Docker agent. So I getting a good response from there. Just waiting for the reply from one of the maintainer. Then we can start working. And like I have added some kind of feature request in the existing chats as well. So yeah, willing to start working on the contribution.
Awesome. Welcome. And thanks for that clarification. Did we miss anyone? I think we have everybody, perhaps. If you haven't introduced yourself, we would love to have you introduce yourself so everybody knows who you are, and welcome. Aiton, do we want to talk about the code of conduct next? And let me actually pull out the link there.
Oh, sure. Where's the, yeah, I don't,
Yeah,
where's the,
I can pull it out in the chat. So just so everybody knows, I'm putting a link in the meeting minutes. So we recently updated our code of conduct for Kagent. And actually, sorry, I got confused about two projects. There was another project where we just updated code of conduct, but it might be relevant for Kagent too. So we want people to be thoughtful of for using AI generated contributions. So
oh, I know what you're talking
yes,
about.
yeah. Should we talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that briefly? It might be
Yeah,
helpful
that's a
for
good
Kagent
idea.
too. Yeah, sorry, I thought that was the point of this, but.
No, I know exactly the thing you're talking about, and we should port it over. Where did he put that? Is
Okay,
that in
so
here?
we put it in K
Oh
Gateway
yeah.
today. Let me put a link on there.
No, it's
Apologize.
in Agent Gateway.
Yeah, I
Here.
also put in
Yeah.
K Gateway too.
Oh, okay, cool. Got it.
Yeah, so I'm putting a link in the meeting minutes, so just everybody knows, because it's good to see if people agree too. So basically, right now, the code of conduct right now, we're just following the CNCF code of conduct, and we are interested to adopt a code of conduct that have specific rules around AI, particularly using AI generated contribution. In fact, I'm part of the CNCF TOC. Just coming from the TOC meeting, we have discussed about the AI generated code, wipe coding for open source today too. But for Kagent, we're interested in adopt something similar as Kgateway, which I just sent a link to the comment, where we want to abide the Linux Foundation Gen AI policy, and we would encourage you all not generating issue or comments, PR description with the AI, and refrain from wipe coding. So do let us know if there's any question or concern for this. All right,
Questions,
we can
comments,
probably
concern?
move. Yeah, we can probably move to the next topic. Yeah, we're here. If you all have any concern, just reach out to us on Discord.
Awesome. Thanks, Lynn. Yeah, I think we're done with welcomes, introductions. In terms of announcements, announcements and release updates, I'll put a fall through statement here, but there's no specific announcements. I think everyone definitely, I would recommend tuning in next week. We're gonna have some demos by Dennis and his team. They did they did a hackathon with Kagent and came up with some pretty cool stuff. So definitely recommend everybody come by. I think it's going to be a really cool week. So yeah, that's next week. So that and team hackathon demo 8/12. Oops. But I put 8/15/12, considering that people in this, most people in this call probably do the dates that way. But anyway, yes. So in terms of release updates, we're hoping to have an 050 release later this week. So for those who have those who've been here the last few weeks, we've been talking about adding support for Google's ADK on the back end. And so that change came along with a number of important changes. One, we split up the control plane, or what I'm calling the control plane pods. So it's no longer like a 5 of 5. There's the controller and the UI. So it's much slimmer. And then on top of that, we've also created a system whereby we deploy the agents to their own pods. Now, the reason for that is that we think the separation of concerns is really important, and the identity. Now, I will say, Dimitro has noticed, and I'll back him up here, that the resource usage has definitely gone up, and that makes sense. But in terms of local development, I'm happy to help anyone out. For what it's worth, all of the Right now, Kagent ships with a bunch of agents, which I would say are considered they're not demos, but they're really meant as sort of jumping off points for people to use. And so I think if you're developing locally or running Kagent in your own system and you're worried about resource usage, all or none of those agents can be any of them can be disabled. And on top of that, I think we are going to look into ways to reduce the resource usage. But as I said, I think this was an important change to make that we really, really believe in. And so, but that will be coming in later this week. We're just doing some more soaking. And if other people would like to soak or test with the current main, that would be awesome to get more.
How do people test
feedback.
the current main, by the way? I didn't see your daily builds. Is there a secret place people can find the daily
just
builds, or
building
they
it.
have to build it? Okay.
Build it.
Okay, maybe we should look into daily builds.
Yeah, definitely a daily build system might make sense as well. Yeah. Dimitro, I see you raise your hand.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on top what you just mentioned. I think in the current master, if you just try to deploy it, without consideration of resources and everything, it's not functional from my point of view. So we need at least to maintain something which is like a minimum resource requirement for like a regular person who just, downloaded and tried it to install, I guess, or at least disable some of the chart that you mentioned by default. Maybe we can just put false flag and keep it that way. But that's I still believe that we can fix it, and I just didn't spend enough time on that looking why, because I don't see a high CPU. I just also from memory point of view it was okay, but for some reason it was kind of slowing, and we need to figure out, is it this framework that we started to use, something there is having issue, or any pullers or something inside. So definitely it was to check, but I suggest that we maintain the master and all the default Helm charts in the way that when you install it, it should work, right? You don't expect that your Docker is dying or your machine is dying, like
right.
Yeah, it's weird. I would like others to install it for sure, because I haven't had that experience. Peter hasn't either. So I think it would definitely be useful to get some more.
And I tried not only ARM, I tried also external, machine, not very powerful, but like, I don't know, 8 GB Linux machine. And it's actually just died completely. It's like no SSH, nothing. Then I'm still debugging. So anyway, don't want to.
So Dimitri, were you doing anything or just starting up the Kagent pods?
A default installation is default installation. Okay. Just kills my Docker. and I'm not running like a super powerful machine. I have I give it only like I don't know, like 8 GB or something. But there is some issue that we need to investigate before we release it.
What do you think about? I wonder if it makes sense to do something like, like right now, beforehand we deployed these demo or these, starter agents, but really we don't need to actually deploy them. We just need the UI to be able to deploy them, right? So it's almost like for a demo, it's like you should be able to click around and say, hey, I want to try this agent, and then we can just deploy it.
Yeah,
right? Or something
we
like
have
that.
the onboarding path, right? When you first time start the Kagent, you have like a wizard, right? In the UI. So maybe there we can put some kind of a checkboxes where we can select the agent that you actually interested, instead of just installing them like optional ones. Yeah, but I think the problem is probably somewhere else, and we just need to look on it from a little bit more deeper, and I believe it's just something that we can fix.
Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, like I said, I would love some more soak from people.
Yeah, for those who are not familiar, I'll just maybe just explain it very briefly. So we changed to the different deployment model where now every agent runs in its own deployment, actually container. So previously it was only one kind of all-together container in with Python, which was hosting all the agents together. Now it's a like number of separate containers running as a separate deployments, and it increased kind of memory consumption. It increased also CPU, but it's nothing dramatic. I don't see it like it's too much, but for some reason it's just slowing down. So if you will install it, don't be surprised. It may not work from master right now for like by default. So I suggest just to disable in the Helm values everything except like Kubernetes agent, and just try with that, and then you can enable additional ones.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ready? Go ahead.
Yeah, hi everyone. I just wanted to make a very quick question since we're discussing what was discussed last week. And unfortunately, I wasn't here last week, but I see that you guys discussed an API layer. And I was wondering if what that was exactly. Is it like, just a way to, make a curl request to each agent that you have so that you can maybe test each agent or something like that? Could you elaborate?
Specifically, which piece are you talking about? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. I see a to-do at the very end
This
of the
one?
last. Yeah, that's
The one I
it, yeah.
highlighted?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So what we were talking about, if I remember correctly, was we were really talking about so the way that we were just discussing, how like so right now the model config in Kagent allows you to define a bunch of different models which are which like are which basically are configurable directly in the agent. But the way that ADK works is that all OpenAI calls are done using the light LLM library. And so Dimitro was just wondering / discussing if we want to do if we want to have the model layer outside of the agent potentially, like if we want to use some sort of proxy to do the translation, or basically just talking out, like thinking about, do we want how do we want to do that, because light LLM has a bunch of dependencies, right? It's an external library and all these other things. So, do we want to add first class support for OpenAI to ADK, right? Like, how do we want to handle model like LLM calls and authentication and all this other stuff as a general rule in Kagent, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, thank you for the answer. I appreciate that. So you guys, I remember you, maybe it was you, Ethan, that you maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, you mentioned the idea of evaluating the agents. So I was wondering if, in order to evaluate the agent, I saw some, tools and frameworks that allow you to do that in a number of ways. And in order to do that, I think it'd be very, very helpful. And I know you guys know this already, and hopefully I'm not mentioning something that you have already discussed at length, but having an API for Kagent. So you define the agent, and you have an API that you can use to call that agent so that you can make some tests detached from the UI. I believe we already discussed this, and I think that would be extremely helpful for testing purposes. I don't know if you agree. I don't know if I was clear enough.
Sorry, I think you were breaking up a little bit. Or was that me, or was that?
Yeah, a little bit for me too.
Yeah,
I
sorry about
lost.
Yeah, a
that.
little bit.
No, sorry. No, I just lost some of the words. Can you
Yeah,
repeat
so
that?
some weeks ago, I don't know where you lost me, but I'm going to start from the beginning very, very quickly. Some weeks ago, you, Ethan, or someone else, I don't remember who it was, mentioned the idea of evaluating agents that you create within Kagent. So in order to do that, I saw a number of frameworks that allow you to actually evaluate the agent's performance in some user-defined tasks. But these tools and frameworks would require you having, a way to use the agents that you defined within Kagent without using the user interface. So basically, what I think would be very,
Got it.
very cool and helpful would
So
be
that's
to, yeah.
So that already works. You can already do that.
Is that
you can use A2A to communicate with any agent in Kagent. I
Right.
don't know how
Mhm.
well it's documented, but you can.
I think
but you can.
I think
you
he
can
was
access.
asking eval.
No,
Yeah,
but
How
he's
do you
saying that
mention?
the eval frameworks just need a way to communicate with the agent.
But
And I'm saying that you
my
can.
comment is like, do we really need to call it via A2A in Kubernetes, or we basically just need a prompt or something which is need evaluation? Is it like we're talking about evaluating agent, which is deployed agent, or for example, frameworks which are optimizing prompts and running it?
No, just, you define a set of tasks. Say you have a Kubernetes agent. It could be just a matter of listing the pods, and you define these
Okay.
tasks, and you just, present the question to the agent and compare the answers. So it wouldn't be a matter of optimizing the prompt or anything. Just, evaluate the agent. Even if you want, it could be just a matter of doing end-to-end tests to make sure that the infrastructure works as well. That is also something that I believe would be very, very useful. But yeah, if you can do that through the A2A protocol, that is very, very nice. Thank you for the answer.
Yeah, so Reddy, I think what you mentioned are super, super interesting, probably for the entire K-Asian community. So if you happen to build anything integration with K-Agent to evaluate the agent performance, we would love to see and highlight you in the community as well. So do keep us posted on this topic.
Yeah, sure, of course.
All right, thank you. Is there anything else we should be discussing about the upcoming release? We talk about the important changes. We talk about the memory, slow, CPU potential issues.
MCP backward compatibility, right? For CRD
Let's talk.
version 2.
Yeah, let's talk about that
yeah.
because I feel that's important. This KMCP integration should I move a little bit atop because that's going to impact like the API.
Yeah, so I can actually give, but that I don't think Lynn is going to go out in 05.
Oh,
Just,
so the proposal you sent to the core contributor channel. By the way, if you're interested in contributing to Kagent, we do have is it called the core contribute? Yeah, core contribute channel. So just DM us so we can add you. Is it private or maybe we should
I think
open it
so.
up? Yeah, maybe we should open it up because so in that channel we did share with a couple of core contributors enhancement proposal Eitan you created, right?
I'll share the enhancement proposal here.
Yeah, let's do that.
So
maybe
I'll share
quickly
that.
walk through that unless other people have pressing questions they want to bring up.
Yeah, so I'll put this up here. It's pull request 686. But basically the core of this proposal is that we want to, so for those who aren't familiar, we recently released KMCP, which is basically a way to run, a first-class way to run MCP servers in Kubernetes. It's a part of the Kagent project. And so we want first-class support for that. in Kagent. And so to do that, we're kind of imagining a bit of a redesign of the current tools API as it relates to Kagent, and so this that we had also wait, let me find this other. We also had another important discussion recently, where we modeled out the potential ideas for a new API. I do not know why it put it like that. Hold on. Scala draw link. Okay, so now if you click on that Scala draw link for API, if you click on that, you'll also see, and I'll just go to that really quick. There we modeled out in the contributor meeting 2 weeks ago. We started to model out the what? Join what? This is me. And anyway, oh, it thinks it's someone else. Anyway, we started to model out what the current API looks like and what the new API might look like and changes that we might make. And so we started, and so I started implementing some of those. So basically, this is a reflection of that as well as the KMCP work. So I'll just quickly demo that. So if you take a look at the EP, we can just look at it here. Really the core change here is that we'll be getting rid of the tool server and replacing it with the MCP server and a new CRD called the remote MCP server. Now, the use cases for those are as follows. Basically, the MCP server is really about deployment. It's about taking your existing MCP server and running it in Kubernetes. And then the remote MCP server is about connecting, right, to an MCP server that might exist, let's say GitHub or in the cloud when they start hosting them, right? Things like that. In addition, you're now able to directly link to services running in Kubernetes, which are MCP servers, right? So the idea here is kind of a simplification, a reduction in the complexity, as well as a support for KMCP. So if you're using KMCP, right, from the agent, you can directly link to that resource as seen here. Or if you have an MCP server running in Kubernetes and it just happens to be a Kubernetes service, you can also just directly link to that, and our system will make use of it. So let me share my IDE really quick.
So just quick question here. So the auto discover of your MCP server is accomplished by that label you just shared.
Yes.
If I'm running my own service, but if I'm deploying through KMCP, which I assume KMCP take care of that for me, the auto discover is accomplished with that label automatically for the user. Okay, thank you.
Correct. So what I'm going to do here is
okay, maybe needed a little bit bigger.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's just I'm aging. So.
No, don't worry.
But thank you.
I like small text. So if we take a look at the pods running in Kagent, you'll see that there are 4 right now. There's the 2 of these are MCP servers, right? The doc2vec and tools, and then there's the UI and the controller. Now note that there's no KMCP pod here, because what we've done is we've actually just added that functionality directly to Kagent. So if you're using Kagent, you don't need to run KMCP separately. It's all just included by default, so you get that functionality automatically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and deploy my everything server, my MCP everything server, because this is a great demo server, right? So I'm going to apply my MCP server. And so what I can do now is I can actually wait for MCP servers. Yeah, let's just do it this way. To be ready. I believe that's the name of the condition. Wait, let me just check actually. let's see. So we can see here that, yeah, so it's been deployed properly. So let's go ahead and get that pod. And you'll see here that it is running properly. And now, so that is an MCP service, which is directly running this pod. So now, so that's been started properly. So now I can create an agent which directly references that. So I'm going to create an everything agent, which can use the echo and the add tool. And if you notice here in the tools section, right, this part is a little bit different. There's no tool server rep. There's just a name. So I'm pointing to the everything MCP server. And now if I wanted to, I could also add the kind and the group here, but I don't have to because the default group is Kagent dev and the default kind is MCP server. So I'm going to align those values. Now I'm going to create my everything agent, and then I'm going to go ahead and wait for that to be applied. Now it'll apply my everything agent. Let's see. Everything here. So it's this guy. So that's up and running. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually communicate with it via the CLI because I haven't fixed the UI to deal with this API break yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head and I'm going to use, so ready, this is using A2A. So I'm communicating via the API without using the UI. So what I'm going to tell this everything agent to do is I'm just going to tell it to add the following numbers because I have access to the add tool. So I'm going to tell it to add 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going to stream the results. So it's figuring it out. It's deciding what it wants to do. And I will. So it decided the sum is 15. That's correct. So let me just put this here really quick. We can take a look at what it did. But fundamentally, what it did is it's going to say, all right, I know that I need to add these numbers. So I'm going to add 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And then so it's interesting because the last time I did this, it added 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 0. So this time it decided, actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to get those results, and then I'm going to add the results, right? I'm going to sum the 3, which is one of the other results, with 5. And then I'm actually not going to finish summing. I'm just going to decide that the sum is 15. So, it doesn't, obviously the LMs do kind of wild things, which is fun. But you see that I got the answer back. So again, this is just showing off that I was able to directly use this. And if we take a look at an example of a service, we can look at the Grafana service. So I'm going to go ahead and get our Grafana service. And we'll see here that that this thing has a label on it. Oh, wait. Am I crazy? No, this is an MCP server. Sorry, this is not the one I'm thinking of. At the Kagent query doc. If we take a look at this service, we'll see that there's a label here called Kagent dev MCP service true. Right. So what that means is that this is being discovered by Kagent. So now if I take a look at the agent using this, let's say, for example, the K8S agent, we'll see that when it connects to the MCP server, it actually specifies the kind as service, right? And so now on the back end, it's just going to go ahead and find the service and then figure out directly from the service how to connect to it. And you'll see here that on the service, we have the app protocol set to MCP. So either you need to do that or include a special annotation telling it which port to use, but that's all you have to do. So again, in this case, if you're already running an MCP server in your cluster, you don't even need to create any extra CRDs. It'll just work. So yeah, so that's kind of the crux of the fixes. Anybody have any questions?
Well, this is amazing. Can I deploy my MCP server in a long Kagent namespace? I assume the answer is yes.
So you can, however, right now, tool servers are only these servers are only accessible within the namespace of the agent. So I think that I would recommend looking at that Kagent API redesign because it does talk a bit about namespace boundaries, and I think that there's a conversation that we need to have about what it means to share resources across namespaces, similar to the Kubernetes Gateway API and the sort of logic that it uses about sharing things across namespaces. These servers can have secrets, right? And so accessing a tool server, accessing a service across namespaces is potentially against Kubernetes contracting, right? Because unless you have access, there's no way to know that that agent has access to that namespace, right? So Kubernetes is fundamentally a single namespace, like the RBAC works namespace by namespace. And so I think we need to be careful about exposing things, and we can always add that in later, right? But for now, it's only single namespace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I comment? I think when we will have authorization and when there will be basically user session with his personal JWT context and everything, we might go to that more in detail, so we can add maybe a user level kind of token authorization and send it to tools, and then tools will work on behalf of specific user. But I think at the moment we don't have that mechanism. So
yeah, totally agree.
I have another question. This is probably a very dumb question. In the everything agent example, you showed A2A. So what is the A2A flow? Because you only had one agent. Because I always imagine A2A protocol, you need to talk like two agents to communicate.
No, so A2A is just a way to communicate with an agent. It has nothing to do. It can be like in this case, I was the client, right? The client for A2A could be an agent, or it could be a user.
So it's the client talk to the agent using the A2A, not the agent to agent in your demo.
Yeah. In fact, our UI now uses A2A as the mechanism of communicating with the agents on the back end, because A2A actually has a lot of it's actually I think it's a pretty great protocol. It's pretty thoughtful, and it has a lot of state management in it and a lot of things that are really, it's very well thought out, and it has a lot of things that are really necessary just for anything to communicate with an agent. So
awesome. And you said this change is coming post 050, right?
yeah, I think we might honestly need to do a 060 as a fast follow, but we can cross that bridge when we get to VM. So because it will, like I said, it'll be an API break.
Yeah.
We plan to do a V1 Alpha 2, but I don't think we're going to support V1 Alpha 1 because that will require building in a conversion webhook. And given that, I think what we're going to do is instead provide documentation around how to migrate, because it will be simple. But I think that's more the plan, just so people know, because we're still so early in the Kagent lifecycle.
All right, I think we have 1 minute left. Does anyone have any pressing question they want to bring up?
Ayush.
Thanks a lot, Aiton, for this demo. So I have note regarding this question. So note about that. So I have some kind of a enhancement request that I have suggested in the Kagent. So can you guys take a overlook so that I can start working on needs your suggestion on this issue. So one of the enhancement is to enable the voice support in the Kagent. So currently we have a voice support agent is available in multiple famous agent or LLM tool that GPT Another thing we are missing we have multiple default agents like Kubernetes agents, and we have other Helm agents. So can we integrate the Dockerized agent as well? I have suggested a problem that we can resolve by adding this agent. So needs your solution in this case.
Sorry, can you say that second bit? I definitely I got everything about the voice, but
Yes, I'm so sorry for the voice. So basically,
No.
the second enhancement request is regarding the adding the Docker agent in the default.
Oh,
So
Docker
this is
agent. Yeah. I
so
saw
just
your
need
PR, so
yeah
or your issue. Yep.
just need your like a suggestion. Is it anything I need to add so that I can have fair idea so that I can work properly, like start working on these issues.
No, so in terms of creating a Docker agent, I think it's a good idea. So is there a I guess I'll comment on the I'll comment on the thing. Yeah. I'll comment on the issue for the Docker agent, but I see no problem with it. In terms of voice, I agree. It's going to be a big it's going to be a big piece of work. So we would love would definitely love some to work with you on getting, because there's going to be API stuff. There's going to be back end stuff. Like there's a lot of pieces there. So
Yeah, definitely it will be very fun. So basically, I have already integrated this feature in one of the YC back project. So that's why I was thinking can we integrate a voice support? Yeah, it's a bit like heavy task, but it will be increase the very developer experience in the community as well, like to enable this feature.
Yeah, totally
absolutely.
agree. I actually would love to see that. That's one of the feature on my dream list of Kagent is I can interact with Kagent using voice. So I usually, if you already have some experience in that area, I think it would be really cool that you can help leading the effort for that.
Sure. I will start exploring. I will share some kind of a documentation that what are the things we can integrate before implementing, so that you can guys take a look and discuss. Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys.
That's great. Thank you.
All right.
All right,
Anything else before we wrap up?
Yeah.
Just a comment. Speaking about like voice UI and everything, there are a couple of initiatives to have a standard for UI, which is similar way we have agent to agent MCP. There is actually standard for the UI, which is communicating with agents, right? AGUI and things like that, or not sure exactly the naming. And I think it covers probably some of those extra use cases when you use a voice and so on. So maybe you can even connect a different UI to Kagent using the standard protocols in future, right?
No, that would be interesting.
Maybe we need some discussion on that area because I've seen already a couple of external just UIs which are potentially could be integrated.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, there was a demo from Dennis with agent to agent and voice. If you remember on some early demos, he did it, and I think it was using this 11 Labs Python connected to agent protocol, and yeah, just if.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Dimitro.
It's 11. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I still have that the source code. The problem was I think we upgraded some protocol libraries, and it's become the old demo is not compatible anymore.
Yeah, there's multiple ways to do it. Oops. Who's the Lynn? I think it's you.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we should bear this out in the design, right? Like, do we want direct voice to model communication, or do we want voice to model to text, right? Like, I think there's multiple ways to do it, because now there are multimodal models where you could just have the whole conversation directly to the back end with voice. So, I think there's definitely multiple ways.
It's a great topic for the contributors meeting.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, it's 10 before, so I'm gonna hop off. But yes, absolutely. So for those who are interested, we have a contributors meeting every other Thursday. This week we are having it. So would love to see all or any of you there, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.